Hey, in this YouTube video I'm going to loop through all of the folders in this folder, and I'm going to open up each of the Excel files one by one, and then you could do actions with each of them. And then I'm going to go to the next folder and open up all the Excel files in there and do actions with that. This is kind of similar to my count folders and rename folders, but in this case I just want to open up a specific type of file within all of the folders one by one. So I'm just going to walk through the code real quick in this Excel macro. So basically this section just counts how many folders are in here, and then it sets XX equal to however many folders are in this folder, in this path. So the path is right here. And then basically what it does is it sets X equal to 1, and then it increments up until you go through the total amount of subfolders in this folder. So folder 1, folder 2. So it'll loop through 1 as X and then 2 as X. And over here it basically just sets the path equal to whatever X is currently, because these folders are originally called 1, 2, 3, however many emails folders you need, and before you rename them. So it'll loop through each of the folders, and this basically just goes down to this part of the module, which sets all of the values on this workbook, and it basically pulls all the file names. And then over here I basically use a search formula, and if it has .xl in it, then it'll return a number wherever this starts using this Excel function. And I basically autofill this formula down in column B, copy it, paste special, and then I replace the value for anything that doesn't match with 0, because I don't want to open that, and I can't loop through it if it'll throw an error if it has like pound value. So then over here I set my file equal to whatever the path and the extension is, and let's see, over here I basically go to while my file in this path isn't blank, and so I have another iterating thing, counter. So do till counter is greater than eVrow, and what I basically do here is if the file equals the file that gets set over here, and file 2 only gets set if it's not equal to 0. So only if it has .xl, then my file 2 will get set in this loop, because I have a loop within a loop. So if it is an Excel file, then it basically opens up the workbook, and then you could add whatever actions you want to do to each of the workbooks, and then it basically closes whatever workbook you're currently working on, and I put false here so it doesn't save the changes. Then it loops, and then you'll be on the next part of it, and it'll open up the next workbook, and then it'll go to the next folder and open up all the Excel files in there. So I'm just going to walk through this real quick, and you can download this code on my website. So basically if I hold F8 it just steps through it. So right now it's set XX equal to 2 because it counted the number of folders in here, which is 2. So right now X is 1 and XX is 2. So right now I have like this formula, search formula is filled down here, and it notices .xl starts at the 12th character here and the 23rd character here, because right now it's in folder 1 and it's looking at these 2 files in there, and it put those names over here in this Excel workbook. So column B gets selected and paste special value, so it doesn't have this formula here anymore. And then replaces pound value, because this doesn't have, A1 doesn't have .xl in it, so put value. So this replaces pound value with 0. And then over here I do while my file doesn't equal blank, so do until counter is greater than. So notice here how B2, because it works on whatever cell you're on, so it goes to B2 and then B3, so B2 isn't 0 because it does have an Excel file name, so it says my file equal to this workbook, and then this opens up that workbook right there. And then this basically activates the macro that workbook that I'm running, and it closes the xcopy macro. And then it goes to the next workbook. Now it opens up the zip folder and move it workbook. And then here it closes that one too. So I finished folder 1, so right now it clears all the contents on this workbook. And then it goes to the next folder, so now X is on 2, so it goes to the next folder, which has 3 things in it, so now it basically does the same loop. It fills out all the files in here, now they're different files. It does the same thing, and this is the only one that's an Excel file in folder 2. So it does the same thing, and it's going to open up this in there, and then when it's done, basically stops running. So that's how you can open up all the Excel files in as many folders as there are in a specific folder. Thanks for watching my video. You can download this workbook from my website.